Hey guys, what's going on? Video number 5 in my 6-part Army Combat Fitness Test video series. I'm gonna go over the hand release push-up today. I just call it the hand release T push-up because this is the arm extension version. Pretty much everyone grasps what I mean by the T push-up. So with that, it's a push-up. Now, it is much more of an actual push-up than what it used to be in the APFT. And that's kind of what has shocked some of the people, especially with the emails that I've received, is people are having a hard time. They're surprised that their number isn't nearly as high as it was with the APFT. But the thing that people need to realize is you're now working through a fuller range of motion. Now you're required to get your chest all the way to the ground, whereas before you only had to get your elbows bent to 90-ish degrees, depending on who your grader was. So your numbers would be super inflated with the APFT when it came to push-ups. So now working through a fuller range of motion, now with your arms having to go out to the side, you're getting additional fatigue in your upper back and your rotator cuff with that arm extension that you didn't have before. So naturally, you are going to get more fatigued on top of going through a fuller range of motion and going from a dead stop every time too, coming right off the floor. Now, with that, you can get better at them. It's just going to take some work. I'll put a ton of different videos of exercises linked below that can help you, and they're not just going to be pushing exercises. A large part of this, because now that your rotator cuff and your back is going to be working to extend your arms out to the side, those are going to be areas that you need to work on as well. So this isn't one where you just do more push-ups and you're going to get better at doing it. And that's kind of a bad strategy anyways with push-ups. Like, if you can get yourself stronger, doing push-ups are going to be easier. And so that's kind of like, so get strong. That's what we want. We want to get strong, front side, back side, every side, middle, core, you name it. We want everything to get strong. We need to build up stamina, so we need the endurance, same thing. Front side, back side, core, trunk, you name it. And then we need to be stable. And that's kind of like equalizing the strength from front and back. So people typically like talk about your beach muscles. Those are usually the front side muscles, or they would say like your show muscles. So that's a push, okay? But your go muscles are typically the muscles on the back side, so that's your back. So we need to try to have an equal balance between the two of them. Now, naturally, you're probably, like the vast majority of people, are going to have substantially more strength in their pushing on their front side muscles. Just the nature of the beast. Well, like, we don't hang and swing from trees anymore, but so we're always like usually pushing up off the ground or pushing something away. Rarely are we doing as much pulling. So that's where the pulling component is going to have a big part in this as well. Now, when it comes to the stability, that's what I'm talking about. We want to focus on getting our back strong too. Going through this fuller range of motion with our arms having to go out to the side, getting things in like ring rows, bent over rows, I mean pull-ups. I love pull-ups, and hey, the more pull-ups and chin-ups, commando grip pull-ups you can do, the better it is for all of these events, because it's going to challenge your grip, it's going to make your back stronger, and guess what? It's going to help with your leg tuck. So no matter what anyone says, if you're not getting good at pull-ups, your leg tucks are probably not getting any better. Like, there's no hack to getting good at leg tucks outside of getting strong with pull-ups or chin-ups or mixed grip pull-ups or commando pull-ups, some form of a pull-up. Get strong at it, get good at it. Your leg tucks will come along, I promise you. All right, but back to the push-up. So now with working through this fuller range of motion, there's going to be like an adaptation period where you're learning to get going through this full range of motion. Your body's going to adapt to it. It's going to start to normalize. It'll feel better. So you need to get stronger. And so getting stronger is going to be, if you're going to do things like bench press, dumbbells, incline, bench, whatever, you need to be going through a full range of motion. You need to be bringing the bar all the way down to your chest. You need to be bringing the dumbbells to touch the top of your shoulders. Work on a full range of motion, full range of motion, full range of motion, full range of motion. Now, when it comes to the bench, a great way to train it is with a close grip, because now with the push-up, your index finger has to be inside the outer edge of your shoulder. So now there's a clear and precise way that the push-up has to be done. So practice that in all of the other things that you're gonna do. Now, when it comes to like a close grip bench, like your hands are probably gonna be just a smidge outside your shoulders, but try to keep them as close as you can. But again, same thing, keep your elbows nice and tight to your body, punch that bar up, come down, Full range of motion, full range of motion, full range of motion. When it comes to stamina, now, yes, you need localized muscular endurance. So we're talking your pec, your triceps, your upper back, your rotator cuff, just especially with that arm extension piece. But you also need stamina in your core, your trunk, your glutes, because the majority of people, when they struggle with this, it's their inability to remain rigid in a straight line. So you want to treat your body like when you're in a push-up position, whether you're in a front plank position or whatever, you want to think like you're a 2x4 from your head all the way down to your heels. So when something moves, it all is moving. So like your balls of your feet are down, and that's your pivot point. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna sag at my back and now my legs are on the ground and now my chest is down, and then I'm gonna push up and my chest is gonna come up and then I'm gonna rock back. That won't count in this. A lot of people have a hard time keeping their thighs, keeping their legs off of the ground when they do a push-up. Everybody is capable of keeping their thighs off the ground. I understand you might have big legs or whatever, but if you're able to brace your core, brace your trunk, squeeze your glutes, you have no reason for your legs to touch the ground. You should be able to do the whole thing. Even when you release your hands out to the side, your hips and your thighs should stay off the ground. And if you can do that, if you can get consistent with that, doing the push-up is going to be so much easier, because you're just keeping a level of tension throughout the whole test is easier than having tension, releasing the tension, having to gain your tension again, push up, go back down, release your tension, gain your tension again, push back up. There's just that many more contractions that you have to do in there. It's easier. Just get strong, get that stamina, build up that stamina. And the ways that you can do that, front planks are great. Planks from your elbows, planks from your hands, weighted planks, side planks, like lateral planks, Captain Morgan planks. And then I'll link a bunch of other variations of the planks where you're in a plank but you're moving weight, or you're pulling a band. You're doing something that's challenging it, making it more difficult for you, but all still focusing on maintaining that good, rigid, tight posture that you need to be good and efficient at doing push-ups. So don't neglect doing back exercises. So like I said, ring rows, bent over rows, single arm, dumbbell rows, whatever. You need your back to be strong. Rear flies, because you need your rotator cuff to be strong, especially for extending out to the side. I'll link a combo raise in there that people absolutely hate, but it's really good. And then obviously, yeah, hit your front side too. Like it's okay to hit your front side, like you should be. Like you shouldn't just be doing push-ups just to get better at push-ups. You should be trying to get strong. A little trick that you could do if you have a scale at your house, get your scale out, put your hands on the scale. See how much weight is through your hands just standing in like a push-up position, that upright, whatever they call it, position. See how much you weigh. And then it's like, okay, do the math. Oh, this is 74% of what my body weight is. Cool. Put 74% of your body weight on a barbell, well, with the additional weight of the bar. Like, make sure it adds up to that. Don't just like put 74 and then you forgot to add the bar on. I've had people do that, and then things get a lot heavier than they thought real quick. But then you can do some max sets of that, and that can help too. Just with this, just a different variation. So getting stable, front side, back side, shoulders. So that just means you're gonna hit everything. This form of a push-up, how you do a push-up, it should be a whole body exercise. We need to build up that endurance, so that's where things like planks and all those other core exercises come into play, but we also need to build up that localized muscular endurance as well. So getting used to doing push-ups with your hands closer. It's going to focus on your triceps more. So tricep work that involves pushing, not just necessarily extending your elbows like tricep kickbacks or something like that. Those will help, but not as much as some of the other pressing movements will. And then really it's just getting strong, trying to get heavier with all of the strength movements that you're going to do. Yeah, so stability, stamina, strength, Those things will help you. There's no real hack with getting stronger at doing push-ups. You know, they are a body weight exercise, so you can get away with doing them more. It's not as taxing on your nervous system as a deadlift or doing a heavy ruck is, so you can get away with doing push-ups every other day. You can probably get away with doing push-ups 3 days in a row, take a day off. You know, that's up to you, but practice how you have to take the test. That's actually probably one of the most important things that I can say is practice how you have to take the test. If you're gonna rest when you're doing push-ups in your training, rest how you are required to rest. You can't get into that downward dog position. You can't rest on the ground. Even though it says like you can take upwards of like 5 seconds on the ground, it does say that in the regulations. I got a feeling like 5 seconds is a long time. Like just look at your watch. Like 5 seconds is a long break. I don't think they're really gonna let you get away with 5 seconds. They might give you like 2 seconds, but just try to get into a rhythm of always moving. And then if you do rest in that upright position, stay rigid, get a breath, get 2 breaths, and then right back into it. Yeah, so I hope that can help. If you have questions about it or need suggestions, you can shoot me an email, gpshumanperformance@gmail.com. If you want to follow my ACFT program, I'll have that linked below as well. If you want me to take a look at what your push-ups look like, I'll happily do that. You can send me a video of you doing push-ups. That's usually, and you can film yourself, and you usually can see if you're like sagging. A lot of people are unaware of how bad they sag when doing push-ups, so just set your camera out. We all have high-def phones that can film amazing stuff. So just set your camera out, film yourself doing some push-ups, and see potentially what that flaw or error is. But yeah, I hope this can help. If you have questions, hit me up. Talk to you soon.